has no legitimacy to continue governing this country. We shall not allow the freedoms and the rights of free speech, media, fair hearing, and fair administrative action to be buried silently with Right Honorable Raila Odinga. We are aware that efforts are underway to seek immediate legal redress. This is exactly what the repeal of the Privatization Act 2005 and the enactment of the new Privatization Act is doing. The new act introduces a privatization process mainly in the hands of the executive through the Treasury Cabinet Secretary and the Privatization Authority. It grants the CS Treasury power to create a privatization program which may include an unlimited number of public entities earmarked for privatization. Sections 22 and 23 of that Act give the Cabinet Secretary unfettered power to require the National Assembly to ratify its privatization program within 60 days, failing which a process in the next 30 days will automatically proceed without parliamentary approval. Once approved, the program is valid for 8 years. Please note that. Descriptions of the entities undergoing privatization, brief reasons for privatization, and expected benefits, including expected revenue. Crucially, and this is important, information on the valuation of those public entities is not mandatory to be included in the ratification request by the CS. This is meant of the country's morning. The bills include the Computer Misuse and the Cybercrimes Amendment Act, the Privatization Act, the Land Amendment Act, the National Land Commission Amendment Act, the Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Act, the National Police Service Amendment Act, the Air Passenger Service Charge Amendment Act, and the Virtual Assets Service Providers Act. We have carefully reviewed these bills approved by the National Assembly and signed into law by Ruto. Our questions, beloved Kenyans, are these. When will the Kenyan state decide to work for its people? How dare the executive and the National Assembly boldly betray the nation and our sovereign will? Today, we'll focus on two of these acts and amendments touching on our freedoms and sovereignty. For what is a nation without its sovereign assets and its freedoms? First, the amendments to the Computer Misuse and the Cybercrime of the ideals that Right Honorable Raila Odinga fought for. A mockery of the 2010 Constitution that we collectively fought to have and swore to protect and implement. Fellow Kenyans, at exactly the same time that the nation was grappling with the news of the demise of Right Honorable Odinga, President Ruto was in State House signing into law not 1, but 8 bills, some of which are quite draconian. (6JA) to the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act gives the National Computer Cybercrimes Coordination Committee unconstitutional powers to issue directives to render a website or an app inaccessible for promoting, amongst other things, illegal activities. Simply put, this unconstitutional committee can order the closure of any website, blog, mobile app, Facebook, X, TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram accounts for allegedly promoting illegal activities. This expansion of the powers glaringly lacks provisions for sufficient judicial oversight. This is a direct affront to the rights to fair administration action and fair hearing enshrined in Articles 47 and 50 of our Constitution. It makes this committee the investigator, prosecutor, and the judge, or final arbiter and overlord on the exercise of our celebrated freedoms of speech and the media as provided for in Articles 33 and 34 of our Constitution. It is also worth noting that there was limited public participation in the passage of the bills, with only 3 written memoranda, with all signatories opposed to the amendments. Unsurprisingly, a majority of the MPs yet again ignored those views that they received, even from the relevant ministry. And the President followed suit with signing the amendments into law. These amendments are unconstitutional. They are null and void. And this confirms my assertion that President Ruto has lost legitimacy to continue to lead our beloved country. A president who dies with us Kenyans, the sovereign people of Kenya. Before I go on, let us please bow for a minute of silence in memory of Prime Minister Odinga.